Contemporary Artistic. LCB to Toy, 5-star. Life Molds Us, Gold Award.
Yes, Salsabi, I think this is a fantastic image. You could actually enter it as a portrait as well. I feel you did enter it as a contemporary over because of this amazing way that you blended your background in the same tonal values, your background as the facial tones and the shirt. So with the result you've created, and that's a stunning portrait. The eyes are just, they're so alluring, they're so sharp, they're beautiful. Well done.
Paul Ellis, 1-star. Food Colors in Milk, Gold Award.
Jacques, just shout if you don't want to.
I'm just looking at the watch. A very interesting image. It's got a lot of impact. It creates the impression of a clown's face, and to generate that out of the image, I think, has been very clever. A very well-deserved gold.
I think so. Thank you.
Paul Ellis, 1-star. Second Food Colors in Milk, Gold Award.
Yes, I mean, and as Jacques so aptly said before, I mean, and the colors are amazing. I love the flow. I love the lines. This is really a fabulous contemporary image, Paul, and I just want to say, well done. It's lovely.
Our next category is Macro. Paul Ellis, 1-star. Plumbago, Gold Award.
I think a very competent picture for a 1-star. Beautiful focus, lovely gentle colors, and a beautiful balance in the colors as well. A picture that has impact and certainly meets the brief of Macro.
Laura Bellato, 4-star. Little Tree Frog, Gold Award.
Oh, Laura, nicely done. It's nice and sharp. I like the fact that the eye is so sharp, and you've also got it on the horizontal, so you've got nice sharpness going along there. Perhaps just up the exposure slightly, and I think you'll get an even higher score. Well done.
Next category is Monochrome. Kathy K, Master Gold, Angry Leopard Mono, Gold Award.
Beautiful picture, Kathy, very sharp. Have a look at that detail on the nose and on the teeth. The intensity in the eyes is clear. Lovely receding darkness on the left as you move away from the bright focus on the leopard. But those eyes are absolutely arresting, and the acute detail, the good light, the excellent balance between whites and blacks makes it a really first-class picture.
Thank you, Jean.
Julie Eisenbach, 2-star. Is it a bird? Gold Award.
This is, I like the story behind this, Julie, and I really like how you've handled your whites on the body and the face and all that, the exposure. So that's really nice, and I do appreciate the fact that you've given a little bit of space for your subject to look into. I would add a little bit more space as you progress, and perhaps just try and tone down the highlights on that tail, because remember, you can manipulate in mono. Otherwise, well done, Julie.
Karine Behrens, 5-star. Carla Lilly, Gold Award.
A beautiful, clean picture. The lines are so absolutely precise. The diagonal is a clever positioning of the flower, which starts with a thin stem and then moves to that larger trumpet. But in arriving there, if you have a look at the gradations of black and white on the trumpet area of the flower, the detail is beautiful, the color balance is beautiful, and it's an exquisite picture with a lot of impact. Well done.
Laura Bellato, 4-star. Smelling the Long Grass, Gold Award.
Yes, Laura, I really love this image. It's unusual, to say the least. It's just so wonderful to see a juvenile so up close. And I like the fact that although the emphasis is on the nose, smelling this piece of grass, the eye is really nice and sharp. It draws you in the eye because you've got that lovely catch light. And although it's smelling and all that, my eye just keeps on going towards that hyena's eye. And that is a good image. Well done.
Karine Behrens, 5-star. Lily in mono, gold award.
Another excellent detailed picture of a flower. What strikes is the handling of those whites. Whites are so difficult to handle without blowing them out. But if you have a look at them carefully, look at the gradations of white and gray there, and offset so beautifully against the dark gray of the leaves. Beautiful picture. One cannot really fault it. Well done.
Next category is nature. Marissa Ensland, 5-star. Small striped swallow, gold award.
Yes, Marissa, well done. I don't know why you entered in nature. It looks good enough as a wildlife for me. Maybe it was in captivity, although I can't imagine these swallows. I really love your muted background. I love the perch, and I love the angle. You've created a beautiful V. You've got the V with a tail, and then you've got the lovely V by the wing and the tail, and then you've got the V with the body and the tail, and then you've got the V with the bird, and that. So your composition is really superb. Well done.
Elsevier du Toit, 5-star. Flying kite, gold award.
An excellent picture. The eye immediately goes to the eye and the beak of the bird, which is the sort of central point. There is ample space for it to fly into. And if you have a look at the treatment of the shaded areas, so difficult with light under the wing being considerably less than it is on the body, the author here has managed to balance the light of the head, which is bright, with enough detail of the feathers to give you the feel of the bird. And the focus, if you look at the far wing, the focus is sharp all the way through, right from the tail to the furthest primary feather of the wing. Beautiful picture, lovely motion in flight captured.
Julie Eisenberg, 2-star. Tranquility, gold award.
Hi, Julie. Yes, you know what? Your title says it all. Both myself and my fellow judge, when this image came up on the screen, we just thought the serenity of this image, the tranquility and the calmness was really lovely. There's an atmosphere in this image that you captured. You saw it there and you captured it. And I really, really like it. I love the fact that this lily here is so white compared to the other, the greens and the blues. And although you do have the whites in the water, it's not quite the same whites, it's muted, so it actually echoes those whites. Nice one, Julie.
Ashley Bellato, 1-star. Batelia at Sunset, gold award.
Very good use of light. The author has angled herself to the point where the light is coming straight at the bird. The focus on the eye is excellent and sharp. The beak, which in the young Bateleur is that color has not been oversaturated. And if you look at the focus on the branch, you can see that the right speed has been used to make sure that there is a crisp sharpness throughout this picture. The attitude is good. The angle coming in from the right on a diagonal to the left, culminating in, it almost lets the eye rise up in the bird to that beak, to the eye. A very impressive picture, well selected in terms of its positioning and in its composition. Good shot.
Yep, agreed.
Next category is nature wildlife. Tim Gould, Master Bronze, Cool Water, gold award.
Yes, Tim, when you first look at this image, you think it's a mono type of image because of the sparseness. Then you realize, oh, the Kalahari. And then you see the blue in the eye, and then you realize it's the juvenile. And he's in the Kalahari, and these are the colors sometimes with the dust and the lighting. So I like the detail. I like Christmas. I love the fact that the eye is so arresting. You can't help but go straight towards that eye with that nice catch light. It's a nice composition. Well done.
Sandy Ranges, 1 star. Small but loud. Gold award.
You have to be smart to get this. You don't have very much time with these little squirrels. They move around a lot. So the author, having chosen a high shutter speed and having chosen the right moment, has ended up with a very successful picture, which fills the frame because you go from the very specific acute focus on those whiskers and the eye, that penetrating eye, all the way down, and then you suddenly realize there's this bushy tail hanging in the bottom right-hand corner, creating, as it were, a very satisfying curve for the eye to follow. The colors are good, not easy to get that rendition against such a white sky, but the author has been clever in choosing the right speed and enough depth of field to focus on that which we want to see. If you sit back and look at the picture, it is immediately engaging. Very good picture.
Leslie Opel, 5 star. Out of the Bush, Gold award.
Yes, this is an unusual image because you've got so much of the cheetah that's been hidden by the bush, and you've got this branch on the left. But it just seems to add so much value to this image because this is how they come. They sneak out of the bush, and next thing they're on the road. You can see there's a road there on the right. But what makes this image a gold and why it earned a gold is what the timing. The timing is superb. Leslie waited until that cheetah turned around and looked and caught the light. The eyes were in the light. They were bright, they were sharp. That's when she clicked the shutter. And that's what makes such an amazing image. Well done, Leslie.
Fawn Barons, Master Bronze. Giant Kingfisher in Flight, Gold award.
Difficult image to get. You have to be very, very sharp and alert to press the shutter at exactly the right time. But what is particularly impressive about this bird is that the background is so diffused, and yet it is there. You get the feeling that there is a context for the bird. The light and the focus on the eye is perfect. It's almost arrested there. And just as you're about to feel that perhaps it is too static, your eye sweeps down to this curve of the wing and the curve of the tail, and you realize there's the faintest little bit of movement in it, which gives you the dynamic quality of the picture. Remarkable that the beak was set against such a dark part of the background to make it stand out in the afternoon light, but a beautifully lit image, one that could even perhaps take a little less light, but beautifully done.
Beautiful.
Joan Darcy, 3 star. Eye to Eye at Blue Hour, Gold award.
Yes, Joan, this is a particularly arresting image. First of all, the blue hour, we underestimate how incredible the blue hour is. So often with this kind of image, you've got a black background because it's taken at night. But by having it in the blue hour, you've still got the light of the floodlights on your subject, but you've got this background in the back, and it's lovely. It's atmospheric. It tells a story. The buffalo comes, waits till the end of day before he comes and drinks. And then you have this lovely reflection. Sharp eye. Nice one, Joan. Very nice.
Kathy K, Master Gold. Peeping Through the Grass, Gold award.
Yes, a very well-deserved gold, because this picture, the setting is excellent. You give the sense of nature, these grasses on the one side, on the right-hand side, looking into a picture, and intense focus, acute focus on the area that matters, but it's the pastel colors blending away to that diffused background, the light blues, almost grays, that take you back to the sharpness of the face. Incredible expression, incredible high intensity in it, and flawless in terms of its detail and choice of depth of field. A really remarkable picture.
Thank you.
Nona Sashap, Master Bronze, On the Lookout, Gold Award.
Oh, lovely. Rona, what's so lovely about this image is that you've got this sky in the background of this cheetah. So you've got all this going on, but it's got that, but it's the composition that actually adds the most value, and this beautiful triangle that has been created here. You've got this young one here, which starts this triangle, looking up towards its mother, and then this mound. So you've got this magnificent triangle, and that echoes the triangle of the mound, the anteat that they are standing on. So the composition is really lovely, but of course, I just love the fact that the head right out of everything, and you've got the sky behind. Nice one.
Ashley Bellato, 1 star. Don't Come Any Closer, Gold Award.
A beautiful action moment captured. The author has waited until there's some response from this lioness. And in doing so, the side lighting is being used. It's excellent. A little perhaps overblown in the white area there. It could be softened. But there is a lovely balance between light and shade. One gets the feeling that you are there, seeing this in either the early morning or late afternoon. Intensity in the eyes, sharp focus on every aspect that matters, and then a beautifully diffused background just to give it a sense of context. Very lovely picture.
Tim Gould, Master Bronze, Lovers, Gold Award.
Yes, Jim, nice one. The simplicity and the harmony of this image is what makes it. I love the way you've captured the same tonal values in your background and your foreground as your subjects. So there's nothing that's harsh. There's nothing that jumps out at you. It's a beautiful, lovely, pin-sharp image of your two subjects with that terrific leading of this left one, the tail, takes you right up there. And then your eye rests on those two beautiful, lovely faces. Well done.
Sandy Reinders, 1 star. Color in Motion, Merit Award.
She got a minute. I told you.
Yes, quite remarkable. This is the sort of thing that you see in National Geographic, and you envy those people who spend a lifetime out in the wild capturing these birds. This is 1 in a million shots to get that moment with this diagonal line leading in from the tail, culminating in the eye and the beak, with still space in which to fly, and all the detail of the wing captured. If you just look at the fan-like effect, this bird stands so clearly and sharply out in this blue sky that it is absolutely immaculate. This is a very well-deserved merit, and it's the sort of image that you find done by the very top professionals in top magazines. Excellent piece of work.
If I can just add, Sam, you must enter this as a salon, because this image will hold its own against the seniors. It's a brilliant image. You must enter it in the salon circuit.
Fan Behrens, Master Bronze, Chiraco Couple, Gold Award.
Right. You know what appealed to me about this image originally was the amazing colours. And it's just, when I first saw it, I'll be honest, I thought, oh, this is a bit oversaturated. But of course, when I studied it further, I realized, no, the giraffes, when they get that light, it's that perfect light. When that light hits them, those are the colours. And then, of course, you've got this, it's such a busy background, but you've handled your background so well, Fawn. You really, really are a master of your exposure. And I think that's part of your wonderful seascapes. You are just getting your exposure to perfection. So well done, Fawn. This is a really nice.
Joan Darcy, 3-star. Rumble in the Jungle, Gold Award.
Yes, again, a lovely action shot. The action is off-center, which gives us a sort of leading along the back of the hippo on the right. Beautiful detail in the palate and teeth of the one on the left. In any adversarial tussle like this, one likes to see the eyes of both animals, and they are both here. The focus is clear throughout, and that little suggestion of grass in the background just creates, again, a context. The speed that has been chosen has obviously been good enough to freeze the action and freeze the water. So we have a sharp, well-lit image that gets extra credit for being in action as it is.
Donna Sosa, Master Bronze, Bird's Eye View, Gold Award.
Yes, once again, a really lovely image. And we have got, it's this eye that just draws you straight in. And there's so many of our authors that are now getting it right. It is so important to get that focus on the eye and the head. And when you do, as in this image, well, that's just where the eye goes, straight there, and it stays there. Okay, you might look a bit at the wings and all that, but you just don't want to stop looking at the eye. And of course, the lovely muted background helps, as is the simplicity and the just the oneness, the isolation of this bird there. You can feel the isolation. You can feel it soaring. It's got a nice atmosphere. Well done, Rona.
Ashley Bellato, 1-star. Leopard Tortoise, Gold Award.
Here the author has obviously got down very low, which is the key to getting a good picture of a tortoise. The angle that the author has chosen shows that the lighting is coming from the top left, which is perfect for this moment. The detail on the head with that little added touch of grass coming out of the mouth is excellent. The skin tones where the neck disappears into the shell have also been handled very well in a situation where they could easily just have been lost in shadow and then go under the tortoise. And you realize how very dark it is there, but the lighting has been good enough to give you that sense of detail. The immediate impact moments are the eye, the head, and then you travel to the beautiful designs on that shell, which have not been lost by overlighting. Particular credit here for managing to balance a picture which would offer you considerable challenge in light and dark.
Sandy Reinders, 1-star. On the Lookout, Merit Award.
Well done, Sandy. You've done it again, another merit. Yes, obviously, what is so amazing with these fake eagles is that yellow eye. Oh my goodness, it's just absolutely so arresting. And the rest of the image is almost muted in comparison to the eye. And that is what I think makes it such a strong image. It's certainly not overexposed, don't misunderstand me. but you haven't been tempted to over-contrast and oversaturate this image because you saw the value of that bright yellow eye. And that is why you've got this merit. So very well done, Sandy. Good one.
The next category is pictorial. 5-star, typewriters, typewriters, words, silver.
Yes, it's an interesting picture which does invite one to look at it more carefully to see what it is actually saying. The strength of it lies possibly in the detail, the textures. There's almost an oil painting texture here in the foreground and the lovely balance in colors. It is just a picture of a typewriter with some writing, unless one becomes philosophical about helder wakker sit. One is not quite sure if there's a meaning behind that. But a picture that is clean, that has lovely colors, that is pleasant to look at, and it does create the image of something old from a different era.
Tim Gould, Master Bronze, Brown-Headed Kingfisher, Gold Award.
Yes, I actually really like the negative space in this image, because what it has done is tell you such an amazing story about this little brown-headed kingfisher. First of all, they're small. Secondly, they do perch on leaves, and then they hunt and they look for the insect or the fish or whatever it is. And they have got the most amazing eyesight. And he's created that. By having all this negative space in the front, you see that there's a vast area where this bird is hunting. And you understand the smallness of the bird. So it's a lovely story. Besides, of course, the exposure and everything is good and all that. We can see that, otherwise you wouldn't get a cold. So well done.
Henry Opel, Master Silver, Persistent Fisherman, Gold Award.
Beautiful study in light and shadow. The fishermen with their bright red jackets on the third, the bottom left third, beautiful cloud effect, lovely rendition of the sea, and with that spray coming up behind them, it amplifies the sense of the mood between the vastness of nature and the sea and how very small and insignificant the little figure of man is in it. But lovely balance of rocks and sea and sky with just that strong light peeping through. Beautiful picture, and certainly it has immediate impact for something that can hang on the wall.
Elzbieta Troy, 5-star, Vanitas, Gold Award.
Yes, Elsie, I loved this image when I saw it. I really love this kind of image, and I love it when our members start producing these images, because there's so much thought that's gone into this. There's so much work that's gone into taking this image, so much planning. What I love most about this is the light that's coming from that window, and you can see how thick those walls are. So you immediately know this is an old building. There comes the light in, and that light is hitting our subject full on the face. It's also putting a halo of light around her, and it's also lighting up that skull that she's got in her hand. And the moment you see this, you realize this is not a portrait. There's a whole story going on around here. The skull, this old-fashioned woman, the light. You just kind of, and there's things on the floor, and you just want to stare at it and try and work this out for ages and ages and ages. That's what a good photo is. A good photo makes you think, makes you come back for more, makes you ponder. And you've done this, Elsie. Well done.
Joan Darcy, 3-star, Snowy Reflections, Gold Award.
An enchanting picture, Joan, from this boat with its very, very clear reflection in dark blue water, through those trees to the mountains. There are several levels of contrast in both color and meaning. The tranquility of the water, the busyness of the bush, and then the distant remoteness of those mountains disappearing into the sky. It's a picture of exceptional balance, exceptional beauty, lovely treatment of color, and a great sense of composition. Very lovely to look at.
Kathy Kay, Master Gold. Black-shouldered kite clutching catch, Gold Award.
Oh my goodness, what a picture, Kathy. You not only have the bird with the eye, but you actually have the prey in the claw as well. Have a look at the balance in this picture, the wing, the eye, the prey in the claw, and then the wing. And somehow or other, although it's totally dead still, you get the sense that it is whipping along to the right. It seems to be moving without actually moving, which I think is generated by the precise moment. I don't know how one times a thing so precisely to get the two wings, creating a frame in which the central part, the head, the body, the eye can move. But altogether, a very, very impressive picture. I would personally, to me, it's worth more than 15, because there is nothing wrong with it at all. There's so much right with it, so much powerful statement about it. Excellent picture.
Thank you, Jacques.
Rona Sawshop, Master Bronze, Alaskan Mudflats, Gold Award.
Yes, what a pleasure it is to comment on this image, because I just fell in love with this image when I judged it last night. And I think what I just love about it is the boat in the background, that's beautiful sky, and then this bear walking along as if he hasn't got a caring ball. I mean, these animals are so wild, and he couldn't hear about that boat. But the boat is there. It's telling you a story that, man comes where there's wildlife. And, it's just really, it's a lovely images. I love it. Well done.
Andres Polman, Master Bronze, Grasshopper Lunch, Gold Award.
They don't come much better than this. Look at the fitting into the frame from the tail, the line leading up to the eye of the bird, which is perfect, through feathers, which are all perfectly focused, culminating in not only prey, but prey that has a beautiful splash of red in it to give it immediate effect. And then run your eye along the other diagonal, which is the branch on which it's sitting, perfect tones in the wood, beautifully done. And the feet of the bird, have a look at the detail on those feet. Here, the background has been obviously in a pictorial diffused, but it has been done so successfully that the image stands out, and there is no doubt that it culminates in that moment of the beak, the prey, the eye, the head. A lovely picture.
Julie Eisenbach, 2-star, Emma, Gold Award.
Before I comment, I just want to say something, about the previous image and all those. You will notice that we've got 13s and we've got all sorts of weird scores now, because we judge the images, each judge out of 15 last night, instead of the normal 5. Because we found, especially with the seniors, we wouldn't want to give it just a gold. We would, and then, so we had a lot of merits. Now it's going to be tougher for the seniors, but you must also look at the score seniors. If you got a gold, but you still got a 13, you know that one of the judges thought it was worth a merit. So it is still a lovely image, and that is what we're aiming for. We want to push our seniors. We don't want them to get too many merits and start kind of like get complacent. We want you to work as hard as our juniors. Okay, so that's why you probably noticed all those funny scores. We are back to 15 instead of out of 5. Okay, so Julie, now this beautiful cat. Oh, lovely. You are just amazing with your cat portraits. Your exposure is really very good with this, and so is your focus. You have focused on the face, on the eyes, on those beautiful green eyes. You've given it space for it to look into. It's a lovely study of a beautiful, beautiful subject. Nicely done, Julie.
Doreen Behrens, 5-star, pink, gold award.
Clearly the master in this particular field. Karine, once again, a lovely line leading from the bottom left to the top right, creating that diagonal but with a swirl to it. A lovely gentle gradation of colors from the green through the near white to the light pink into the dark pink, and then that petal turning just to remind you of the green again. A lovely image, well presented, with a nice clean background.
Michelle Pearson, 5-star, I Arise, Merit Award.
There you go. And you can see, wow, this is worth a merit. And Michelle had to work super, super hard to get this merit, but she got 14 out of 15, and that's amazing. That means 2 judges gave her a 5, 15, and 1 gave her a 14. And Michelle, you haven't let yourself down. You haven't let us down. This is just wonderful, beautiful. I don't know which images of yours we're going to choose for this interclub, because I wish I could choose 15 of yours, but we can only choose 3. And I just want to say, keep it up. Enter this one in the salon. You really are producing the most amazing work. Well done.
And Burman, 5-star, Yellow Flower Center, gold award.
A very strong image with heavy contrast between that dark center and the petals around. I like the soft lemon shades and the growing intensity, drawing the eye down to the activity in the center. A pleasing picture. Difficult to say what one would do to, I can only imagine that by playing with color, you could probably improve it. But as it is, the impact is immediate and the eye does get drawn to the part that the author obviously intended it to, with a very subtle and gently held background.
4-star, Feel the Beat, silver.
Yes, I like the focus on this subject. It's not easy to photograph these subjects at night, especially with this busy background. So all in all, I think the author's done pretty well. Perhaps to improve this image, I would try, because this is in open, isn't it? Can you tell me? It is in
Victoria. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an open. So you could work a little bit with your background. On the far right, this stripe going down here, it actually draws the eye away from the guitar and away from the music. So you could remove that. Just get rid of that. Perhaps you've got a few more images where he's maybe opening his eyes. One tends to prefer portrait or this type of subject when the eyes are open. It makes you feel more connected to your subject. It makes you feel as if you're part of it. It makes you feel as if you're there. When the eyes are closed and that, it's almost like you've been excluded. So remember, timing is all important and work with your background. But apart from that, still a lovely exposed image under the circumstances and a very pleasing image.
Henry Opple, Master Silver, Loading the Net, Gold Award.
An excellent image using these curved lines of the ropes, of the nets, leading to the center point. And from there, the very lovely sky behind it. The colors are so nice. The color of the beach, the yellows of the rope, the implied orange, which echoes in the orange of the boat. If you look at the left, that figure with its back to us with a slight mauve in it, it really is a beautiful picture in the color palette that it uses to achieve itself, but it's got action and the lines all lead us in to the central point, which is that activity with the boat. And you'll see that the figures are all individualized. One can see them. They're all doing something. And it's a picture which you can really wander around in and engage yourself with the activity that is taking place under a beautifully done sky. Great shot, Henry.
Heinrich Bormann, Master Bronze, Batelier, Gold Award.
Yes, well done, Puri. This is really a lovely image. It's just such a beautiful perch. So simplified. It's so in your face. The background is absolutely beautiful. Your exposure on your bird is really, really beautiful. And as I said before, you've got the focal point exactly where it should be. And that is spot on. Well done. This is a brilliant image.
Heinrich Bormann, Master Bronze.
Oh, and this
Raya Final, Gold Award.
Yes, another one of these brilliant bird images.
Oh.
I think our club should actually publish an encyclopedia on birds. Have a look at the clarity of this. To catch a heron flying with that degree of detail, sharpness in the beak, immaculate image of the eye there, down to the ends of the feet, the talons, focused throughout, and you get here a diagonal from left to right running up from the bottom and then from top down, so that there is this crossed line through the picture, which is very beautiful, but the central point becomes the head. The beak is immaculate. The eye is immaculate. It's another one of those flawless pictures there where the standard has been set so high by Michelle that people are now striving to copy it. And certainly here, I think Bori has achieved a remarkable picture.
Next category is photojournalism. Jacques Selshop, Master Silver, Fruit Seller in the Rain, Gold Award.
Yes, I must say I absolutely love this image. This is the perfect PJ image and a definite salon entry in the PJ. I just love that face, that expression. I don't know if it's the rain. I don't know if nobody's buying vegetables and fruit, but there is such despair in that face, and it actually gives me a lump in my throat. And then there's the irony. You've got that ShopRite bag there, right next to her, and she would love to go to ShopRite. She would love to go and buy, but first buy her stuff, and then she'll be able to put food on the table. Beautiful story, Jacques. I love it.
Stories, I love it.
Next category is portrait. 5-star, Lady with Red Hat, Silver.
The red hat certainly is very prominent. It would have been nice if the lady's face could have had a little bit more light on it, because as you look at the picture, she is prominent because of the hat, but the building behind her rising up out of her head is also rather too prominent for a portrait. It's a very interesting picture of a moment in the city, but as a portrait of a lady, I would like to see a little bit more emphasis on the lady, a little less detailed in gates and pillars and parking garages. But very strong point is the way in which the authors managed the legs showing through this white lace. That is a difficult thing to capture. And there the author has balanced very well the white with the color behind it. Just craves a little more light and detail in the face, a little less obtrusive background.
Sandy Reinders, 1 star. The Eagle's Eye, Merit Award. Kathy?
Okay, Kathy's possibly dropped out there for a second. Let me comment immediately. What strikes one here is
Okay, thank you.
sharpness. You're there.
She was muted. Yes. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes. Sandy, this is such a well-deserved merit. I said it at the start of the evening, I was blown away with our 1 stars. And wow, and this is what I was talking about, images like this. You could hold your own with the seniors with this image. The detail, the clarity, the sharpness throughout the image, that beautiful eye, and the focus going right there. The look, well done. There's an attitude about this eagle here that you captured, and I love it. Well done.
Michelle Pearson, 5 star. Intense, Gold Award.
Beautiful image again with the emphasis on very sharp detail from the point of the nose that has been well lit but not oversaturated. The sharp detail on those whiskers, and then the intensity in the eyes. There's often a tendency with a picture like this to overemphasize things by lightening up the eyes and pinking up the nose. But if you have a look at the shades throughout, they're extremely natural, very intense, beautifully captured, a lot of attitude in it, and a very strong link between the viewer and the animal through those eyes. The skin of skin of the shoulder disappearing nicely into the background, giving it context, but the balance is such that the focus is immediately on the head and the eyes. Beautiful image, very well exposed, very well processed.
Ashley Berto, 1 star. Say Cheese, Gold Award.
Oh, I really enjoyed this image. This facial expression, attitude, these beautiful teeth. Yes, I know the eyes are closed, but this time somehow it doesn't really seem to matter because you've captured the character of this wild dog so beautifully here. So nicely done, Ashley. Yes, I know it's a very, very busy background, but you know what? It's okay. It's not so bad. It's acceptable. Good for you.
Ashley Belletto, 1 star. Baby Hyena, Gold Award.
Well deserved this, Ashley, because here you have captured the moment. One waits for this particular moment when there is this intensity in the eye, the intensity in the look. You've captured it with excellent focus on the areas that matter. Your background is more diffused than it was in the previous picture, and somehow you've managed to carry through that pinky color from the fur of the animal through to your background. So there's a resonance between background and foreground, but once again, off-center, beautiful focus. Eye travels straight to the head of the animal, and you share the intensity of that gaze. Beautifully done.
Next category, Escapes. Leslie Oppel, 5 star. Patterns on Dunes, Gold Award.
This is such a lovely image, Leslie, and you certainly could have entered this in the set subject patterns, because they are the most beautiful patterns in the sand here, and that's what you saw, and that's what you captured. And it's the simplicity of this image that, and the softness of this image that draws the attention in. These beautiful lines, the repetition of the lines, the vertical lines, then you've got those horizontal lines, and then you've got the curves of the dunes in the background. It all adds tremendous value to this image, and that's why you got a gold. Well done.
Van Beren's Master Bronze, flow pattern around rock, gold award.
Beautifully lit image, consistent pink color throughout, matches the moment. From these, if you look at the bottom left-hand corner, these little traces of bubbles left, the line leads the eye from there through the swirl of water around the rock into the sea. Beautiful timing and the early morning light on the larger rock on the right-hand side. You can see the morning shaft of light catching it. It creates a lovely pastel effect. Sky, sea, and then beach. There's a certain thread of color that runs from the top through to the bottom, broken just by the grayness of the sea. And the picture, which is beautifully lit and conveys a strong sense of calmness that one would discover at that hour of the morning. This is not a wild sea. It is a tranquil sea.
Shark Shop, Master Silver, Deserted Beach at Dawn, gold award.
Well, the atmosphere that this image is created is quite exceptional. I love the way the sky has been handled. I love the texture of the sky and the colors and the detail. But it's that tiny figure that the sun is just caught the sun there. As that sun is coming up, that makes this image. It just anchors this image totally, and everything is leading you to that. The line of the shore, the line of the water, the line of the clouds, all the lines are going to that tiny little image, but it's there so beautifully there because it's so well lit. Nice one, lovely one, John.
Next category is sport. Henry Opel, Master Silver, Red A, gold award.
Wow, what action, frozen without losing the sense of movement. Have a look at the choice of angle of light here on that face. Look at the fingers on both hands. It's almost as you go from hand to face to fingers. And then this board with the splash of water, frozen, frozen, frozen. And yet you get the sense of movement. It's not static. Lovely expression on the face that is caught. That is so important in these pictures, that one shares through that expression the immense challenge this person is facing. The tension of this moment is beautifully expressed. As the surfing picture goes, it is just impeccable. Wonderful shot, Henry.
Shark Shop, Master Silver, the Surf Challenge, gold award.
Well, there we go. And talking about the expression on the face, and this says it all. I mean, the expression on the subject's face is absolutely superb. And best of all is that it's lit. You've caught that either the late afternoon or the early morning sun, which means where it is that you took the image. And the space is so beautifully lit up. I love the action. I love the leads from the water, which are, the exposure has been so well handled. All the whites and that, crisp detail. Lovely image, Shark.
Next category is set subject, which was something weird. Marissa Enslin, 5-star. Dismos Millies, gold award.
Well, I think this was my favorite subject image. Well, actually, maybe, definitely one of my favorites. There's a few good ones. This takes, okay, I absolutely love it. Oh, well done for your sense of humor. I kept on wondering where you got the teeth from. And what made you think of the millipits? Because some people, when they describe children's teeth, they say they're like millipits. Oh, it's a fabulous image. Well done. Well done, Marissa.
Tim Gould, Master Bronze, In the Dead of Night, Gold Award.
Yes, it's an attractive image. I'm not quite sure how we get the weird out of it. I suppose it is weird, but it's just a very pleasant, engaging image. I'm not certain that I like the white flash of light coming in from the right and the center. If that were dissipated a bit, it would certainly be a sort of ethereal image. You don't know whether these are the clothes of someone who is drowning or whether it's something that's rising up. But certainly it's just a very lovely, almost abstract image.
Henry Opple, Master Silver, Call Me Speedy, Gold Award.
Is this you said something?
But at first, I thought, I don't know why this has been entered in something weird, because I'm so stupid, I never counted the legs. Oh my goodness, and then you see how many legs it's got. It's got 6 legs. So I don't know how this was achieved. I don't know what Henry did. I don't know if there was another dog and he moved them. Not sure what happened here, but very clever, fabulous. That is something weird. Well done, Henry.
Elsevier Troy, 5-star, Light Crusader, Gold Award.
Yes, and again, another interesting, enchanting picture. I'm not quite sure what is over the girl's head, but it's one of those images which is very difficult to comment on, apart from saying that its colors are pleasant. The eyes of the model are very plaintive and engaging, and there's a sense of flow about it. But if that is that an anchor? What is it that is?
Looks like a shield, maybe.
You know, I was thinking Crusader, the Knights of the. I don't know if it's the Templar Knights. If that's a Templar type image, but yes, it does. I guess one can say it is weird. But it's a pretty image, isn't it? I mean, yes. Look at the hair and the material down here at the bottom. That's all very lovely. I would prefer the girl without the Templar influence there.
Troy Skellen, 4-star, Photographic Ghosting Images, Gold Award.
Yes, I found this very interesting, this image. The movement and all that, and then it did become weird because within all this movement, you suddenly see inside there's another face there, and then it starts getting weird. Then you start seeing other hands, and then as you studied, you start seeing other things, and then it does become weird. So I felt that, yes, you met the brief here, you did produce something weird. So well done.
Leslie Opple, 5-star, Kiss Me, Gold Award.
Yes, I think it is the implied meaning in the image, quite apart from the fact that the graffiti and the cyclist are all photographically very well represented. There is an almost bizarre, visceral type of connection between those vast lips and the look of, is it surprise, anxiety,
or horror?
Surely not lust on the face of the cyclist, but one feels the sooner he gets away from there, the better. I think what is good about this picture is the way the author has handled those colors and the graffiti. The color balances and the detail are all very good.
Paul Ellis, 1 star. At the beach on a rock, Gold Award.
Yes, 10 out of 10 for a 1 star. You really went and you looked for something weird and you found it. Because now when you're walking on the beach, especially children, they'll say, Mom, look at this weird thing here. You found it. Cool, and you photographed it. Well done, 10 out of 10, and you got a well-deserved goal,
Rona Selshop, Master Bronze. The Big 3 Yuan, Gold Award.
Do you want me to put sharp or are you going to?
No, I think you'd better do that one. She's sitting next to me.
Yes. You don't dare. Yes. What I love about this is the 3 mouths that are open. So yes, and I mean, this regurgitating, this crocodile, that most definitely is weird. So all in all, I mean, the concept and everything is fantastic. You know, Rona, I would have given you a merit if you had just extracted this crocodile a little bit neater. It's really untidy and it's noticeable, and that's why you only got a gold, because your concept here is fantastic. So if you work a little bit on this crocodile and make sure that it's a nice, neat extraction, you really would get a merit for this image. You could have had a merit. So just be a little bit more careful.
Dark Selshop, Master Silver. Weird Intrusion, Gold Award.
Well, that definitely is weird. And you can probably look on his face. He's just got, I wonder if there'd been a shark there that Jacques had superimposed with this magnificent elephant, because you can see he's doing everything he can to get away. He's absolutely had enough. I love this elephant. I love the way you included it. It's clever the way you included it. You've got the water over it, and it's lovely exposure. It's beautiful. Yeah, so this is a nice entry into our set subject. Well done.
Julie Eisenbach, 2 star. High Five, Gold Award.
A lovely idea that an animal, I'm not sure what it is that has a paw that looks like this, but that it should give a high five. And it's really an interesting image. One wonders what that blue thing is on the left. Is it a soccer ball? Is it something to do with sport? But whatever it is, yes, it's pretty weird to see a paw held up like this, almost as though it's the face of a creature. And the detail on it is good. The idea is there. It certainly is weird.
4 star. Wasp Paralyzing Huge Spider, Silver.
Yes, I like this image, and I really, really like the exposure on this image, and I like the story behind this image. I think what all the judges would have loved to have seen was some more of that spider. I mean, this is a huge spider, and if the whole of the entire spider had been included, it would have just been a magnificent image. Or otherwise, gone maybe just closer, where you'd got really close and just got the head and then the wasp. That would also have been something really weird. But I just feel the composition let this image down slightly, because otherwise it really should have got a gold.
4 star. It's an Alien, Silver.
It's a lovely portrait. I don't think it meets the brief, really, because it's not all that weird unless the intimation here is that what the little hyena is seeing is something weird, and that's making its eyes bulge like that. But I don't know if I'm supposed to see something in the ear. There seems to be a listening device in its left ear. Maybe that's weird. But very pretty picture of a little hyena. And in terms of the brief, it just, I think, fails to present itself as immediately weird.
Michelle Pearson, 5-star. My mother loves me. The 15 out of 15 merit.
Yeah, well, there you go. It speaks for itself. I just absolutely, I fell in love with this image. You know, we used to give a shield in the old days for the best set subject of the year. Hands down, this one is so far been the best subject we've ever seen. Oh, Michelle, you have done yourself proud. I love the way this cat has got this little giraffe horns. I just didn't stop laughing when I looked at it. But you know, Michelle, it's not just your ideas in there. What is so lovely about this image is how well you've handled it, how perfectly you blended the two together, how the colors, the lighting, the everything you've extracted this image. I mean, this catches them so well that nothing jars, nothing is untidy. This is a fantastic image. You know, Michelle, you could enter this anyway in a salon under open or pictorial or artistic or whatever it is. Don't just hide this image away. You must use this image because it is incredible.
It would be very useful. It would be very useful in a psychiatric hospital to test levels of mental alertness.
It's beautiful. I mean, in a children's ward, imagine what fun the kids would have trying to work out what animal this was. Oh, it's beautiful.
Joyce Kellen, 4-star. Weird Marine Moonrise, Gold Award.
Yes, what a lovely idea. The distortion of the image, keeping part of it, the horizon line and the allegedly ocean at the bottom, and then this distortion in the sun, done in beautiful colors that amplify the whole notion of the distortion. Lovely image.
Leslie Opel, 5-star. Weird Metal Man, Gold Award.
I find this an amazing image of street photography, and in particular the reaction of the pedestrians walking as they watch this guy. It really does look like a statue. But you realize afterwards, you see these guys, these buskers and that, and they stand around and they stand dead still for ages. And the giveaway, he's got his little vessel in the front where he's hoping he will put some coins or some notes or something like that. An amazing PJ image. Yes, it is weird because he is weird and all that sort of thing. So well done, Leslie. I just feel you didn't get a high mark because maybe some of the judges didn't feel it was weird enough, but I think it tells the most incredible story, this. So well done, and definitely enter it in a PJ or street photography.
4-star. Weird Eyeballing, Silver.
Yes, I think another silver because it's a very good picture of the chameleon, but one has to assume that the author regards the animal and its particular structure as weird. But there's nothing about the picture that has made it weird. It is just a very good picture, detailed picture of a chameleon. And probably the mark is not a reflection on the quality of the picture, but just on the extent to which it doesn't quite meet the demands of the brief.
Joyce Kellen, 4-star. Weird Elephant Behavior, Gold Award.
This one is definitely weird behavior. It is weird. And it's so cute and so gorgeous and so lovely. I had a good laugh when I saw this one, Joy. And I love your sense of humor. Well done.
Mike Skellen, 4-star. Weird Ways, Gold Award.
Yes, I think the implications of what these beetles collect probably is rather weird. But in addition to the weirdness of it, Mike has created a picture, a photograph of considerable compositional strength leading in from the one on the left, the dung beetle on the left, very sharply presented, to the detail on the one on top of the little ball of food stuff that it just collected. The colors are so nice, and the background, the diffusion, has maintained a color balance. Altogether, a very nice picture, and certainly what these guys do is, I guess, weird.
4-star. Weird Photographic Illusions, Silver.
Yes, I can see what the author attempted here, because they have produced a weird type of image where you've got the dark and the light, and then you've got the reflections and the angles. So I must applaud you for that attempt. But somehow it didn't really work. It doesn't really work photographically, and it's kind of like isn't quite weird enough to fit the brief. So and it's just a bit unfortunate, because it really is a lovely idea with the reflection and the angle and the diagonal and all that. Possibly one of them had been sharper or more in focus, not sure. But I'm actually sorry it didn't get a high mark.
4-star. Weird Insect, Silver.
Yes, I think beautifully executed picture of the insect. The wing detail is all there. But again, the weirdness is not an abnormality that is created in nature. This is what this thing does. And I don't think that it does not meet the brief in the sense, if you take, for example, the Henry's picture, the dog with the 6 legs, you realize that is creating a weirdness, whereas here you are just photographing something that is perhaps unusual, but I don't think it suggests a contrivance of weirdness that one is looking for in a set subject like this. You've got to make it a little bit more weird than just what is weird in nature.
This is the second set subject, patterns.
Okay, so basically, read, just do the scores. If Jacques, if you want to make a comment, or if I want to make a comment, otherwise we'll just check the scores. This is for the competition now, the set subject.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I want to comment here.
Yes.
I must say, just at this juncture, I'd like to say how very much I've enjoyed tonight's images, how very much I've enjoyed the very high standard, particularly by the junior members. And thirdly, since the intention of club judging is to encourage, this is one of the first times that I've felt that we've really met that brief. People have reason to feel encouraged, and they've delivered high quality material to justify it.
Yes, and Jacques, I just want to tell you all that Jacques didn't even know he was going to comment until I asked him after he had logged on. I mean, I threw him in at the deep end. And wow, Jacques, you have done an amazing job tonight. I was so impressed. You had no chance. You had 2 seconds to look at the images, and your comments were fantastic. Your enthusiasm was fantastic. You were so encouraging. There was variety in your comments. And I think that every single person that logged in tonight is going to have a good feeling about tonight. So, Jacques, I just want to say thank you so much for helping us out, not just me out, but our entire club. We love you. Thank you, Jacques.
It's a great pleasure. Thank you, Kathy. But really, once again, compliments to the members. A fantastic set of pictures.
Fantastic images. Yeah.
Hey, Marissa Enslin, 5-star, Gold Award. Henry Oppo, Gold Award.
Oh, good.
This is all patterns, everybody. So look for the patterns.
Paul Ellis,
How's this for a 1-star, guys? Oh.
1-star, Gold Award. LCB Du Toit, Gold Award.
They're very good.
Excellent.
Troy Skellen, Gold Award.
Stunning. I love that knocker there on the right. It's good.
Tim Gould, Gold Award. Joan Darcy, Gold Award. 5-star, Silver. Van Berens, Gold Award. Master Gold, Silver.
Some very interesting ideas. Yeah?
Rona Selshop, Gold Award. Jacques Selshop, Gold Award.
It's a zebra.
Julie Eisenbeck, Gold Award. Mike Skellen, Gold Award. Karine Behrens, Gold Award. Henry Oppo, Gold Award. Paul Ellis, Gold Award. LCB Du Toit, Gold Award. Troy Skellen, Gold Award.
That's good. That's very good. Sure.
Master Bronze, Silver. Leslie Opel, Gold Award. Joan Darcy, Gold Award.
That's good. Eh? Very nice.
Van Berens, Gold Award. Kathy Kay, Gold Award.
Detail is lovely.
Rona Selshop, Gold Award.
It's come out well.
Jacques Selshop, Gold Award. Julie Eisenbeck, Gold Award. Mike Skellen, Gold Award. Karine Behrens, Gold Award.
Very interesting.
Paul Ellis, Gold Award. LCB to Toy, Gold Award. Toy Skillen, Gold Award. Tim Gould, Merit Award.
That's brilliant.
Incredible.
Brilliant.
Leslie Oppel, Gold Award. The Master Bronze, Silver.
Onion.
Master Gold, Silver. Master Bronze, Silver.
It's focus, isn't it?
Master Silver, Silver.
It's my guinea fowl ring.
Is that yours?
My guinea fowl ring.
Julie Eisenbach, Gold Award. Mike Skellen, Gold Award. Five-star, Silver. Paul Ellis, Merit Award.
It's a very good picture for Paul Ellis. Brilliant.
Toy Skellen, Gold Award. LCB to Toy, Gold Award.
Some very clever ideas, eh?
Tim Gould, Gold Award. Leslie Oppel, Merit Award.
Merit.
Master Bronze, Silver.
Focus.
Kathy Kay, Gold Award.
And also handheld.
Master Silver, Silver. Master Bronze, Silver. Julie Eisenbach, Gold.
Sort of main nights, because otherwise they're going to be on the night.
Mike Skellen, Gold Award. Karine Behrens, Gold Award. That's the last one.